season, man.
I'm in a hotel.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome.
Okay.
Hotel, motel,
Holiday Inn.
Hey, what?
We all just
The
aged
girls start
ourselves.
acting up. Did you take a friend?
Notice Kaneem was quiet. He was like, I don't know what these old
folks are singing.
Hey, my days of taking my girlfriend's friend is over. Hey, in the words of Young Stroh, my girlfriend got a girlfriend.
Oh no!
Right. So welcome everybody. Welcome to another edition of Brother Legacy. Yes, you see it right. It's Freestyle Thursday. Will not be on tomorrow, so I'm trying to cram a
We
lot.
live?
Yes, sir.
Mine still say schedule.
Oh, that's because you're on Spectrum.
Oh, okay.
He got Sprint, AT&T. He got one of them jokers. Verizon, one of them jokers.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry about that.
All
Don't
right,
worry, Kaneem. I'm with you on that.
So, Brian A. McCrory Sr., can you give us a 10-minute synopsis of the final chapter of the court case?
Yes, I can. Now, Thomas is going to catch up.
Do we time it?
Hit him with the timer.
There's a timer up in the. There's a timer up in the left hand corner.
There you go. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So give me 60 seconds just to highlight what I've already said. Go back up to speed.
I'm going to get my coffee. Be right back.
I was on jury duty last week, all week. Got selected for a jury. The case was, in so many words, from the street level, a brother who was married, going through a divorce, cheating on his wife with a side girl. I don't like the term chick, y'all, so you have to forgive me. Had a side piece.
There you go.
Yeah, gone into business with, and launched a transportation company. She was the dispatch. She was previously his boss. He was messing with her. They got a house together. His name was on the lease, so he was paying the rent at the place. She was a mother of a young adult daughter who had a daughter, so she was a mother and a grandmother. They ended up kind of separating, him going back to his home where his wife was, and his stepdaughter, who lost her natural father, was going through some emotion. So his wife wanted him to move back home to stabilize the home to support the daughter. During that process, he was still going back and forth, seeing the other woman. They were still running their transportation business, but the other woman picked up this other guy. She started seeing another guy. She let the guy come and go from the house, and she was letting the guy use her primary man's truck that was parked at the house. So he had his truck at the house. The guy was using it to run another business, going back and forth between Georgia and Alabama. And then this guy found out about it. He got frustrated. He went over there, jumped on the guy, had a couple of cousins with him. The cousins were packing weapons. He ends up getting arrested. The charges were armed robbery, kidnapping, 2 charges of assault, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. One of them included the use of hands and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. So we're in the jury box, in the jury pool, and we're in the back room. We're deliberating. We come back. Now, where did I stop? I didn't come back with a verdict, right, AD? I didn't tell everybody the verdict. Okay.
Nope. So that's where we're at.
All right. So the story is, by the prosecution, a jealous rage. In a jealous rage, all of these felonies were committed.
Mm-hmm.
I shared the testimony with you all that we heard. Based on all the testimony, when we went back, and I was selected as the jury foreman, by the way. So it's going to be my signature on the final verdict, okay, to determine whether this brother's going to prison or not. We go back, we begin to deliberate. We got all the evidence, we got all the paperwork, we have the grand jury indictment, we have everything. We're reading through the indictments. 2 charges of assault with a deadly weapon. We did not see any evidence supporting the man who was charged, the defendant. There was no evidence, there was no testimony supporting him having a weapon in his possession. So we could not convict him or come back with a guilty verdict on aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. We did believe that he went to that house to jump on that guy. So we believe that because of the charges, aggravated assault with his hands, he was guilty. So we came back with a guilty verdict on aggravated assault with his hands in our minds. That was the verdict. Because the law states that even if he didn't have a weapon on him, because his cousins or his nephews, the people he was with had a weapon, he would be found guilty because you don't have to have it on your person. You just have to be in the room with people that have the weapon to be guilty of association. So because we had him guilty of assault, aggravated assault, we had to convict him of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
Wow.
So we came back with 2 guilty verdicts out of the 5. So we all go back into the courtroom. The judge asks, have you reached a verdict? Foreman, could you please stand? Have you reached a verdict? Has the jury reached a verdict? I say, yes. She says, would you please read the verdict? And I started reading off the counts. On the count of armed robbery, we find the defendant not guilty. On the count of kidnapping, we find the defendant not guilty because it was a ridiculous charge. They said he was guilty of kidnapping because they moved him from inside the house to outside the house. So the jury was like, that's ridiculous. We're not going to do that. So not guilty on kidnapping, guilty on possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony because we found him guilty of aggravated assault. When I got through reading the verdict, the prosecution stands up and says, Your Honor, we'd like to add another charge.
What?
To the count. In 2008, this brother was convicted of possession of a controlled substance. And because he was a felon, they could bring that charge back and charge him with possession of a firearm by a felon. They had a 6th charge that we had no idea about. They were waiting for us to find him guilty on just 1 charge. So because they knew that he was not going to be found guilty on all 5. But they said, if we can just get 1, we can bring this other one back and guarantee this dude is going to spend a significant amount of time in prison. Charge.
Wow.
Okay. So from that moment, I'm like, we're looking around, the jury's looking at each other like, we didn't see that coming. The defendant is like, what in the world? The defense attorney is like, you got to be kidding.
Right.
And the judge is like, okay.
Right.
The judge begins to read the charges. Okay, you have been found guilty. And the judge reads aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And I go, wait, we're like, no. Why did she say aggravated assault with a deadly weapon when we said he was not guilty?
Right.
So I raised my hand. I said, and the judge says, yes, Mr. Foreman. I said, Your Honor, there seems to be a disconnect because we found him not guilty of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The judge says, well, that's the charge. We said, no, we found him guilty of aggravated assault with his hands. The judge says, both counts of aggravated assault include the deadly weapon.
Wow.
They just added hand to one of the counts. So what the prosecution did was the way they wrote it up. They knew that even if we couldn't get him with just the deadly weapon, if they added the fact that he used his hands connected to the deadly weapon, they could still get it. And that's the confusion that the jury had. The jury thought we could get him on one piece and not the other, but the way the law was written. So I say, well, we don't agree with that. The judge says, well, you have a signed verdict here. I said it's invalid. The judge says, are you telling me that the jury has to go back and redeliberate these charges? And I said, yes, Your Honor. So the judge let us go back in the room.
Nice.
Nice.
We go back in the room. Now, mind you, there's a guy in the room who has to work Saturday. And he says, well, he's guilty. We just call him guilty because I got to go to work tomorrow.
That's crazy.
There's a lady
That's
who says,
crazy. I get it.
Well,
But that's crazy.
he's guilty. We
That's
can't
crazy.
help it that they connected the charges.
That's crazy.
And I say, you're going to send him to prison?
Right.
And we all agreed that we can't find him guilty of
Right.
the deadly weapon charge.
That's crazy.
You're willing because you
Wow.
want to go to work because
Right.
you're tired. I'm tired too. I said,
Right.
I'm supposed to be at dinner with my daughter, her 21st birthday.
Right.
And I'm here
Right.
and my head hurts. I've been here all week with y'all sitting in these hard wooden chairs. I said, but
Right.
are we so tired and we want to go home so bad that we're not going to let him go home?
Wow. Right. That's
Wow.
Because of the language?
crazy.
I literally
crazy.
had to walk them through the entire charge and show them there's no way because you all agreed we could not convict him of this. Did we not agree? And everybody said, yeah, raise your hand if you agree. How many in? I said, how many in here believe we should convict this man of the charges the way they are written? Raise your hand.
Right.
2 people raised their hand. There were 14 people in the room because the alternate jurors were in there also. I'm sorry, no, there were 12 because the alternate jurors weren't in there. And the judge made it clear. We either all agree
Right.
or nothing.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So we have to agree. So what is it? And when we came out of that room, back into the courtroom, I had a new signature on a list of charges. The judge said, has the jury reached a verdict? Yes, Your Honor. We found him not guilty on all 5 charges. Watch
Nice.
this. And because we found him not guilty, because we could not convict him of aggravated assault with the
Right.
deadly weapon, they had to
Right.
remove the possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
Right.
And because
Right.
he was not guilty on all charges, the prosecution had to remove the 6th charge.
Right.
There you go.
That's crazy. So the craziest part, I'm sure everybody's thought that is the exasperation of the jury
Stand up for you, Brian.
was just like, let's just create a quick verdict so we can get out of here.
All I kept thinking about that entire week, I
Right.
looked at this man who ran 2 businesses. He was in trouble because he
Right.
couldn't control his male.
Right.
Right.
And
He
he got
was a
mad.
liar.
His pride was hurt because
Right.
somebody was sleeping with his woman or his so-called woman. So if anything,
didn't.
he needs to get beat down for being a knucklehead.
Right.
But 20 years in prison, which is what he was
Right.
facing, not for
Right.
this.
Yeah.
What I saw was how the prosecution can take a simple charge, a simple incident,
Wow.
blow it out of proportion,
Right.
and get
Right.
people sent to prison. And all I kept
Right.
thinking about was my older brother and the 20 years he spent in prison as a young man, right? And I kept saying to myself, as crazy as this sounds, as ignorant as this dude's behavior was, it's not worth 20 years in prison. I
Right.
kept
Good
going
point.
back to when I was a teenager and all the money my mom spent, how she went
Right.
broke trying to keep my brother out of prison, and they sent him
Right.
to prison anyway for stuff that he
Yeah.
should have just got a whooping for.
Right.
Yo, Brian, you said the words you said to the jury, man, that is resonating so loud. Like, because, you said, you're supposed to be having dinner with your daughters and you know, you want to go home, that you're willing to, you know, just because you want to go home, you're going to make this man not be able to go home.
Right.
Those words right there, man.
Crazy.
All I kept thinking, bro, watch this. I did not want to do jury duty, man. Right? When we were sitting back there, right? My number was 40. There were over 300 people there, right? They only chose 14. How did I get chosen? Right? When they went through the voir dire process, I kept saying, "Oh, you're going to be a juror." I'm like, "Sure."
Look like you look perfect.
Yeah,
for juror.
like based on the answers. No, I'm just based on the answers to the questions during the voir dire process.
Right.
I'm like, well, I know I've excluded myself. And then I was looking somebody right in their face and I said, "You're going to be a juror," because I can tell just by your answers. Wow. I'm like, the prosecution is excited about you and the defense is excited about you. And then as soon as I said that, they called my number.
Right.
And I was like, oh. And all I kept thinking was, oh my God, this is my daughter's birthday week.
Right.
And the judge says we're going to be until Friday. I was broken, right? And then on the day of that Friday, the judge says we were going to be out early, and it was after 9:30. My daughter was brokenhearted because I wasn't there for her 21st birthday dinner that night, right?
Right.
So I ended up having to take her out this past Tuesday again. But my point is that I was starving. I had a headache. I was uncomfortable. I wanted to go home. I had been there all week, all day, every day, all week. Right. The chairs were wooden. Of course. There was no padding in the chairs.
Nice. Just nice and comfortable.
So, a couple things I'm thinking about. You know, the beauty of having a jury of your peers. Because if Brian wasn't there, this man would be doing time. Not everybody is fortunate enough to get a jury that's willing to say, Your Honor, I take that back.
Right.
Hold on a second. You know, and then how the prosecution just kind of slid one in there. And if no one's paying attention, everybody's already has their mind set on going home. It's like, you know, everybody from work,
get out of here.
Everybody, you know, when you think about people that work and, you know, you're getting ready for vacation, your mind is already left, right? And so the jury's like, "Ooh, we about to get up out of here," everything, you know. And Brian's like, you know I done heard all the stories of wanting to get out of here, but I'm gonna make y'all uncomfortable a little bit more. He's willing to do that. Not everybody's willing to do that, right? That's why it's important to have a jury of our peers. And then he keeps talking about these wooden chairs. Like, how uncomfortable is it to be a jury? Hurry up and get a verdict. We don't want you to be comfortable at all. We want you to hurry up and get this verdict. We want you to rush through the information because we know you're not as educated as the way we wrote this charge up. And you know, we're just gonna, you know, that's how we get our conviction rates up. This is job security for us. So we don't need y'all messing our job security up. And so, yeah, I have to say, what Rod said, moral of it is don't get out of jury duty, because we talk about how corrupt the system is, but you know, we're not playing that part in our of our lives. You know, if we can get in there and we can critically think about this stuff, then let's do it.
That's what I was thinking, man. All I kept thinking about Friday night was, Lord, what if I hadn't been there? This would be on its way to prison right now if I hadn't have been in that room. By design, baby. And I'm telling you, there were multiple people. There was a 6'2", 220-pound brother in there that told me after we came back into the jury room when it was over, he said, "I couldn't have done that, bro." I couldn't have done it.
B, this is what, you know, was crazy. So like at a Bible study last night, and also my wife and I was talking about this morning, like it was, you know, we were going over the story of Job, right? And it was part of the discussions was, why are Christians always are the ones made to suffer, right? And if you think, and then you know, then this morning I came to the conclusion to the line that God had made to Satan was, why not my servant Job, right? He chose somebody that he know that can handle it, that can stand the trials and tribulation that Satan had in for him, but he's got to get through it. And while we are selected and used for certain things, and like the guys here, the people that's watching, they don't know the text message that we got when you got selected for jury duty. Your first words in the text was, "I don't want to be there. I don't want to do it." You was giving us a tailored tape of the selection process, right? We was watching you suffer through that text, right? But the thing is, I
forgot I was giving you guys updates. Yeah.
You were made to suffer because you was there. Because it was known that you was going to be to endure the suffering. The sacrifice of missing your daughter's 21st birthday dinner. That you was going to have a headache and you was hungry because you starved yourself that day because you want to make sure you going to eat that steak or whatever. And but it came down to it, right when you were probably at your lowest of lows, you was like, wait a second, I know I'm ready to go.
Right.
You did the BOL thing.
Yeah.
We don't just stand up. We stand out, man. And dude, it's wild as how it's coming together. And Thomas is saying, we're not going to be the ones that want to do it. Well, when we get that letter for jury duty, go ahead and show and do it. Too bad I'm always too eager when I show up to jury duty sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I
got a funny story. Here's another funny part.
My eagerness. But yeah, man, kudos to you, Brian. Kudos to you, man.
And listen, and here's the thing. I'm telling this story this way because I'm trying to emphasize how jacked up the system is.
Right.
And people keep coming back commending me for what I did. And I'm sitting here, I'm tripping because of how hard they was working to get this guy sent to prison.
Yes.
I'm tripping because people didn't care.
Right. They did not.
They would rather go home and send this. And I'm like, how many people are in prison?
Right.
Because folks are in a hurry.
Right.
And I also got to thinking about all the exhaustive details that the prosecution was adding. They were putting time, expending time. They wanted people tired. They wanted people frustrated. They kept repeating this stuff over and over. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, stop, repeat. I'm like, what are you doing? And then they kept trying to throw these little jabs at the defendant, attacking his character. Well, was it 1 woman, 2 women, or probably 4 women? How many women were there?
Right.
It was so much of that sarcasm thrown in to get people thinking negatively about this brother instead of focusing on the evidence, right?
Right.
And all I kept thinking about is this dude is a provider. He's taking care of 2 households. He's the daughter of the girlfriend of the side piece said, he's the only dad I know. Those are her words in the courtroom. The prosecution asked her because they wanted to, what is the term, Thomas? Master's degree, when you want to ruin someone's their credibility.
Credibility.
Put your whole resume out there. Master's degree.
They asked her, they said, would you lie for him?
Yeah.
While she was on the stand, and she said, he's my dad. He's the only dad I know. That's
all
I kept thinking about, man.
Right.
He's the only dad I know.
Right.
My child calls him Papa. Right.
Wow.
Man, it was the experience had me so riled up. All I kept thinking about was I cannot handle the pressure or the weight from the ink of my signature sending this man to prison for this. That's what it was. After we got out of court, I'll tell you this. This is how I know the prosecution was working overtime. 3 of the witnesses that the prosecution used, the defense attorney said, I don't even have any questions.
Wow.
He was done with the case because he felt like it was ridiculous to even be in the courtroom for these charges. That was his attitude. I don't even know why we're here. I watched him while the witnesses were up there. They put the ex-wife on the stand.
Right.
The ex-wife said, yeah, he came home with blood on his clothes.
Wow.
He was pacing back and forth, kept looking out the window. I kept asking him what happened. He wouldn't tell me what happened. She was a key witness for the prosecution, the ex-wife.
Wow.
Who lived in the house where he was paying the mortgage. mad because he had a side piece.
Right.
But so mad, she was willing to forego him paying the mortgage to get him to prison
Right.
to punish
Go send him
him
to
because
jail.
he had a
Wow.
side piece.
Wow. That's crazy.
Now, nothing in here justifies this man's behavior. I'm
Right.
not condoning his behavior.
Not at
I
all.
do not support his behavior. The guy is a bonehead.
Right. Right.
But 20 years in prison?
Right.
Miss me with that.
Exactly.
Miss me.
Exactly.
Miss me.
Exactly.
The
You
defense
can-
attorney after the case, I saw him in the parking lot on my way to my truck. Sir, I want to commend you, man.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't have done what you did, brother.
Right.
Right.
The fact that you stood up and you told that, he said, man, that's what he said, man. I got his card. He gave me his card.
I'm about to say, did he get you? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
He
Yeah.
said, I could use you.
Right. I was just thinking that too.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
my thing is, I will
Not wanna
never
be-
refuse jury duty again.
Nice.
You was quiet and was selected to be the foreman. You said you was quiet, man. You
Dude,
was
that's
not-
what
you
was funny, right?
You probably
They
cowered
told the
down.
jury.
You probably cowered
told the
down
jury.
and was like, "I'm just." You try to dim your light, you know.
Don't pick me. Don't pick me.
You know. How about my servant
I'm a
Brian
pastor. I'm judgmental.
right now? How
I'm
about
gonna tell y'all
him?
something.
I
Dr.
need to
Rollins,
wait.
Dr. Rollins texted me on Tuesday,
Wow.
and she said, "You're going to be the jury foreman." Dr. Rollins said it.
Find the jury of my peers. What's up, Chris? Chris said you need to look no further than the Weight Watchers meeting to find the jury of my peers. You are hilarious. You are hilarious. What's up, Chris? Oh man.
Wow. But yeah, that's a dope story, man. That's epic. And
So
Yeah.
let's do this because let's segue it a little bit. So
Yeah.
we have this case where they trumped up charges, like you said, not innocent, but he ain't did all this.
Right.
Like there's a difference. It's like you said, he did her a good smacking, a
Right.
month or whatever in jail, but it's like all this time, that's crazy. So
Right.
parlaying it to a recent graduate on this screen that is
Uh-huh.
that's killing the game in school, doing his thing, turn his life around, and so Thomas, Dr. Thomas Soon, I'm calling it out. Let's talk about your recent growth or increase or new space that you're coming into.
Yeah. So tomorrow I get to graduate with my master's degree in justice involved care. It's kind of interesting listening to this and the reason why I do what I do so hard, because we make stupid decisions all the time. Everybody. There's not a reason why a person should be spending decades in prison other than this system is corrupt. But a lot of times what happens, and one of the things I think about this guy right here, is I hope he realized the blessing and everything that had to align for him to be out of prison. Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people, they're ignorant in their thinking because of the way they're brought up, because of, just how they think about themselves. And so, doing the work that I do helps people to just really recognize the many blessings that are out there for them. So doing this degree was amazing. Tonight I get acknowledged in with an award. We have an award ceremony tonight. I get an award for having a 4.0 and being able to walk through this, not only doing it, but doing it well. The reason why I always feel like I got to do it at the highest level is there's so many people that are often against what I do. When I first started the nonprofit organization, people were questioning whether I had the ability to do it. And that was 13 years ago. And because I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't. But I knew that there are people that needed help. People need help. There are people out there that are not just struggling because they struggle. They're struggling because they don't know anything different. And so for 13 years have been teaching people how to do things different and being able to see and be an example for those who are looking for somewhere to find an example of someone that looks like them. And so I did that, and as I did that, I was starting a church at the same time, and man, everybody seemed to jump off the ship then. Everybody thought, man, this is great. You're starting this nonprofit to help these people. Now you're starting this church. Why are you trying to do both of them at the same time? Because I feel God led me to do it. I see a need. I see people out there regularly that have this need. And so I just jumped out there. I felt like the ability was given to me to do it. And the church is still going today. The nonprofit is still going today. They've impacted hundreds, if not thousands of people. And what could have happened if I would have just shut my mouth and just let things go? Kind of like what Brian was talking about, right? But no, there's people whose lives have been transformed significantly. And now I went back to get this education. The reason why, I got the education, it fit what I was doing. I felt like God was leading me to do it. And now I can see why. And that's a whole other show. My point about this is there's a level of excellence we all have inside of it. And excellence sometimes goes beyond talent. If you just are excellent in the way that you do things, you can be able to engage this world a lot differently. You can make an impact that's there. You don't have to wait for other people to validate what you're doing. The validation to me was already there. Going into this degree and getting a 4.0 was just a part of me saying, I knew that was in me already. And so we got to know that there's something great inside of all of us. And, this degree is just another example to all the people I'm going to work with and Lord willing, being able to engage moving forward and showing that there's a path to greatness. There's a path to support. There's a path to help. There's a path to something better than we've all experienced before. And these are just little steps along the way to help us see those paths. And I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to do that.
Bravo.
That's awesome.
Bravo, man. Bravo.
That's awesome. You see, hold on. He said, you see, he made mention of that 4.0. He said, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Yeah, I mean, I left high school. I left high school with a 0.67 grade point average. Left high school, not graduating, left. And, my last degree, I probably could have had a 4.0 in that one because my thinking is, what was I when I was 18 years old? I was a knucklehead. I was somebody who was lost, had no clue. And here I am, people want to say that there's no redemption for people. I'm saying, nah. Jesus Christ said, redeemed. You're redeemed. And, I paid for that. I got that. And, a lot of times we have to realize the redemption that's within us is not based upon just our own greatness, our own goodness. This has nothing to do with my greatness or my goodness. This has everything to do to show that I am truly redeemed. I went from an F average to a 4.0 average, right? And I did it at the same time as getting a teaching certification, raising a family, building a legacy, all these other things, all at the same time.
Right.
And so it's not that we can't do stuff. We just choose what we want to do in the way we want to do it and how we want to do it. I chose to do this. Yeah. And I choose to show through my life that there's redemption in every area.
Nice.
That's good, man.
Good stuff.
That is awesome.
In my life, Lord, be glorified.
Right. We're gonna transition real quick. We're gonna bust out. It is freestyle topic wheel Thursday, so we're gonna bust through a few topics before we get out of here at 10. I know we're not gonna hit them all, but let's get into it. All right, let's set it up a little bit. Again, appreciate you guys being here. I didn't say good morning. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Mama McCory. Good morning, Jeff. Richard in the building. Let's see. Richard had a question. Good. While I'm setting up, he said, "What are your thoughts when you're shooting for a goal, a target? Why is there bumps and delays along the way?" There you go.
Because we have to learn how to trust. A lot of times we don't trust the process. We see the bumps And I teach people all the time, do we look to the problem or do we look to the solution?
Right.
All the bumps and challenges along the way, there's a solution to those bumps and challenges, those delays, those everything. But we look at the bumps and the delays so much that we forget there's a solution. We look to the problem and we don't look to the solution. We don't trust God that He even knows how to get us through these bumps and trials and challenges. We look at, well, I had this idea and this is the way I was going to do it, and it's not working out, and just throw up our hands and cuss. But instead, we have to throw down our head and pray. To say that.
Look at that.
Yo, Thomas, was you at my service this past weekend or my Bible study last night, or watching online?
In spirit.
Right. There you go.
It's like, dude, you're saying stuff and it's like, wow. And now I'm like, yo, why is the Lord just echoing stuff, trying to really drive it down, drive it in, and saying, hey, I'm going to be constant. I'm consistent. I'm the same as I was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And this is what, and I say, trust me, you trust that I'll give you all, man. Dude, killing me. Killing me softly, man.
Come on, Thomas preaching this morning.
Man. I'm in. They got me in praise mode now. If I start shouting everybody, just man.
All right, Kaneem.
Good word.
What up?
All right, it's wheel time. You know what to say.
Larry, spin that wheel.
No, spin that wheel. What was that line you said, Thomas? I meant to write that. People look to the problem.
Look to the problem.
Look to the problem instead of the solution.
Yes.
We stop at the problem. Oh, I got something else to say when that wheel's spinning next time.
Okay. Time machine. A moment you want to relive. Ooh. A moment you want to relive.
Not change. Not change.
Go back. I got you. Go back and I'd like to just go through that again. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. A moment. Anybody?
Yeah.
Just a moment, not a period, right?
Yeah.
I was a senior in high school.
Okay.
And I played in this non-sanctioned. Well, it was a sanction, but it was a non-high school basketball league. Me and a group of my high school friends and my brother, and big time league. And I remember we were in a championship game. Wasn't high school again, and I was a senior because I was too short to play for my high school team. And I hit a shot at the end of the game and got fouled on the shot. The shot went in.
Okay.
And I made the point
and
the free throw, and we won the game. I want to relive that moment. It was my and one moment. I want to do it again.
And one.
Well, Samantha hit it. Or Sam hit it. So mine is three. Mine is 3 moments. It was the first time.
One. I'm putting pressure.
All
One.
right.
Come on, 46 seconds. One. Not 3.
All right. When I seen my girlfriend, now wife, the first time walking across the parking lot. That's yeah.
Good choice, Larry.
Good choice, right?
Now, can we make a little slight adjustment to that moment?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be my first fight. I would have just hit harder. That's all.
On his face in a little more. Kaneem, what's your moment? Kaneem?
Well, it's not appropriate for this program.
I knew it. I felt it. I knew when this question came up. I felt it in my shadow that Kaneem was gonna hit me with that good chick. Like I'm a
man. I mean, I got one, but I can tell y'all after we stop recording. Yeah.
Think back to your very first time. Tonight is the night that you. Let me start singing before they mute this.
I mean that was an awesome moment when I held my son first time. It was weird, scary. Like I'm somebody's dad, I would say the time that Sam rode to my house on a bike. That was like a special time. Not like, nothing big went down. I remember the feeling, that actually somebody actually cared about me. So that was probably it.
Did you say Sam rode to your to your house on a bike?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah,
What you want me to do?
spin the wheel.
Oh, Larry, spin that wheel. My bad, Larry, spin that wheel.
What you want me to do?
Like, where you at, man?
Take the first step. Okay. He said that was teenage. Yes, teenager. We've been together a long time.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, child support need a revamp.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I think it's already been revamped.
Okay, so you said
It has?
it's good where it's at.
The answer is yes.
Yes. is
Larry,
the answer.
spin
Yeah.
that wheel.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's go. Move along.
It's just as corrupt as the other system.
Right.
Oh, what's that?
Oh,
Word.
A word from Brian.
You want it or you want to pass?
y'all listen. First of all, y'all done got my word today.
I'm about to say he done
Me
gave
and
his
Thomas
word.
tag
He gave
teamed
word.
on that today. No matter how uncomfortable you are, know that you have been chosen. You have been positioned to be where you are to get yourself and those behind you to your next level.
Yep.
Disregard
Yeah.
the wooden chair.
Disregard. Ooh, that's a word. Disregard the wooden chair.
Disregard the
All
wooden
right.
chair.
I think the jury woman says, right? He said, you better agree.
Lifetime alimony. That's something we need to talk about. That's in the chat.
That's in the chat. Somewhere that's what Jeff said. Oh, he's talking about lifetime. That needs a revamp. Nice. Do you like Christmas movies?
Yes.
I like them. Yes. Okay. Brian says yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Larry.
Yes.
I can't
yes,
believe on our
I do.
private text we were talking about Christmas movies and
What's the
nobody
question?
mentioned Wonderful Life.
Because it's not that good.
Ooh, it's not that wonderful. It's not that
Ooh. Wow.
I've been paying for 20 years. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
If you've been paying over 20 years, that's multiple children.
Right. Right. Except, Chris said, except Hallmark Christmas movies.
Oh, expect. Oh, you mean accept?
My
Expect
word.
or accept?
Expect. I think
Except Hallmark Christmas movies suck.
Yeah,
is what
that's
he's
your
saying.
point. That's
I'm
way
gonna interpret that for you. Except
Yes.
they suck.
He said, "Hey, you need like 2 more Jets." I watch them in July. When they start, I'm on it. Let's go. All right.
Which
Hey,
one
Kaneem,
is
you said you
which
like
one,
Christmas
Harry?
movie, Kaneem?
Is
What's the
Gremlins? Is Gremlins?
Did you
a
like Christmas movies?
Gremlins.
Gremlins is a
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
movie. It's
Say
not a
Gremlins?
Christmas. It's not a Christmas. It's around Christmas time. So
Right.
yeah.
I guess it
We'll
is.
call it
Die
that.
Hard.
Well, let
Die Hard.
me ask this.
Christmas movie,
Yes,
Die Hard.
absolutely, AD. Back up off me, man.
What?
You already know how I feel. We already did a podcast and we talked about that, right?
Which one? What is
So,
it?
Die Hard.
Christmas
Oh,
movie.
Die
yeah.
Hard is
Oh,
a
man,
Christmas movie.
that's a big time controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Gremlins
let me
says
ask you this
not.
question.
Jordan,
Wait,
what's up?
let me ask you this
Go ahead,
question then. When's the last time you watched Die Hard versus Miracle on 34th Street? When have you watched it more than recently? I'm just wondering.
Good
That's
point.
so wrong. That's
I
so
watched
Yeah, okay.
Miracle on 34th
I just
Street
want
to-
a couple weeks ago.
wrong.
What you watch? You watch Miracle on 34th Street? Did you fall
Yes.
asleep?
Yes.
Nope.
Die
I did not.
Hard is not.
That's because you had a cup of coffee.
Oh, no, I forgot. He shed a couple tears. My bad, Larry.
When the judge did this, in God we trust, I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh snap.
I've never seen
I
it. I've never seen. Oh, said Die
Wow.
Hard.
Jeff Carlin,
Good.
we're going to take your
Me neither.
Caucasian card away.
Jeff, I've never seen it either, Jeff. Me and you in the same boat. I've never seen that. I've seen
Neither have
Oh,
I,
wow.
Jeff. I saw parts of it. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It
right,
was-
right.
it was
I've
just-
seen pieces,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces. I never saw it all the way through.
Right.
Right.
See, he might say from beginning
Ah,
to
you got my 2 minutes already.
Yeah, we got that. We got
Listen, don't focus on your problems. Look for the solutions in every
that. There
problem.
we go.
Hey, you know, the problems are often easy too. Like when they're
Right.
easy, we got the answers, we're like, got it. But when they get harder, that's when we start backing off. So, yeah,
No doubt.
there we go.
No doubt. Oh yeah, I Am Legend 2. What do you guys think?
So,
I
is
just
that
heard
coming
Will
out
Smith.
right now?
It's coming out. I'm guessing next year. Will Smith did say they went with the alternate ending, meaning Will Smith did not die, so he's going to be in I Am Legend.
So that's whack then, because his character died.
So,
He blew himself
my
up.
take on this is if you look at a post I made like 3 years ago,
I
this
see
month,
that.
and it talked about I Am Legend. I Am Legend was to me one of those movies that it's crazy because of vaccination and all that other stuff and what it caused and all
I
that.
got you.
And we started
Right,
looking
right,
at
right.
we started looking at COVID. The same day the vaccination dropped was the same day that I Am Legend dropped years before. And it was like, you know, it's like kind of eerie to see this kind of stuff. Now you want to do a part 2 of this eeriness?
Right,
What's
right,
next?
right.
You know?
right. No doubt.
So, anyways,
That's interesting. I don't know.
That's
I mean,
my
I
take.
wasn't. The first one was okay. I'm not like a big fan of the movie.
I like the first one, but I was frustrated when he died.
Yeah,
I was
I
too.
like
You
that.
didn't have to.
Yeah.
And like it was one of the Will Smith movies that I really liked. And I was like, wow, it was a
I'm
really
trying
good
to search
movie.
for the
And,
alternate ending to actually see how he said, how the ending is going to match up with the second one. Because he said,
So-
yes,
so-
he said,
so-
like,
how do they alternate it? They're gonna start the movie off with the alternate ending because
probably. I mean, they need to do something because, like, we all saw the regular ending. So,
he had
it's
the
like,
grenade in his hand. He had the
yeah,
grenade.
right.
In his
He
hand.
gone. He gone.
And he headbutted the dude.
I'm a believer in love stories. I wanted to see him show up at the gate and then the girl look at me.
Right. Because in the
Listen.
alternate, they showed a piece like they're both driving together. So yeah.
with all this Will and Jada stuff that's been going on lately, I've been thinking Will Smith's an AI anyway. So,
It's like,
so maybe they got an AI Will Smith in I Am Legend too.
Right. All right, spin that wheel. All right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I didn't
So-
see the latest video.
Who-
So y'all go ahead. I
who
didn't,
saw the video?
I didn't see the video.
I didn't.
I meant to watch
See
it.
what's up on it.
I don't think put it up there.
So-
I meant to watch it.
He's getting pursued. He is running away from the girl. John Bridges is running away from the girl. And if
Really?
you read her comments about it, he is running from her. She is cutting off cars, running after him. He took his cell phone and all that stuff. He's running away from her. He doesn't want the cell phone back right now. He's out. He's leaving the area, and she's chasing him down. And then on top of it, they were saying, hey, he berated her, and we got a recording of him berating her, and this is what he said in the recording.
Oh,
Are you ready for this? He was
Okay.
like,
Yes.
you can't be coming into our house all times of the night
Oh,
drunk as a skunk. You can't do this, right? He said, I'm in the midst of being great. And, he was comparing himself to Dr. King, saying he had a Coretta.
right.
He said, but Barack had a Michelle. He said, I need you to be that strong woman by my back, but behind me, because a great woman, because I'm going to be great. I'm here.
Gotcha.
Wow.
But they said this is him berating her. This is berating her. And he's like, yo, I'm representing for my people, trying to do this and do that. I'm like,
And that's
I'm
what
trying to
this
see-
is all that he said. This is what he said.
in a
Okay,
calm
I got
voice,
it.
in a
Okay.
calm voice, but he was
And this
so
is on record. This is recorded.
yes.
Okay.
This is him this is being berated. I think this is motivating her. Like, hey,
Wow.
come on, build yourself up. I need you to be great with me.
Interesting.
Right.
Wow.
What's so interesting about that is Jonathan Majors was is on the verge of being one of them great actors. Like
Yeah.
he was really killing it until all this other stuff tried to
Yeah.
derail him. It's like, man,
happening. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, well, I told him I knew trouble was coming the minute he showed up in a video shoot with fur.
Right. Sam says thumbs down on it. I think this because I was because we've been talking about it, but I haven't heard anything good. So I'm gonna check it out. I haven't seen anything for myself. Yo,
Dude,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, come on, like he's because the next big Marvel the super villain. He's gonna top Josh Brolin. You know, and Josh
Black man
Brolin's
should not
he's
show
a heck
up
of an
with
actor.
fur. You should never show up with fur. Look what happened in American Gangster when he should put that fur on.
all right. All went downhill from there.
no
right.
furs.
Spin
Wow.
that wheel.
Janine slipping today.
Let's see.
Oh man, I'm not even looking. I'm up here trying to figure out. I can't hear what y'all saying. It's all
The struggle is real. I didn't do it this time. So game
So-
night, what you playing? Game night, what you playing? I know.
Are we talking about game night with the fellas or game night with the fam?
Hey,
Like, cause if it's dominoes, dominoes would be one.
All right,
If
let's
I'm
say the
playing
fellas.
with
Let's
people
say
who know,
fellas.
right? It's bones, right?
In my
But
house, it's
Sam
Uno
says
attack.
yeah.
wow,
Or
we're
it's
doing
Uno attack.
apples to apples.
That's Uno on steroids.
Scrabble. Okay, Jeff.
Apples to apples.
All right.
Monopoly. Monopoly.
Monopoly is a
That's the longest
good
game
one.
in history.
You said monopoles.
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Monopols.
Monopolies.
Kadeem, what game you playing? Game night.
with the kids. It'll be Monopoly.
That's
I'm playing with somebody else.
Big fights. That's a fighting game.
Poker,
Look,
It's
So,
Dominoes.
so when y'all play games, is it does this tend to happen with you guys that as fathers you always win and everybody's like, oh, you cheating? Do you get that? Do you guys get that experience?
Oh yeah.
We're not cheating.
I knew that was coming,
Dad
Sam.
just win.
Old Scrabble. Yes, Jeff. Too bad you live so far away. Scrabble is a game.
yeah.
Yeah, I win all the time.
Did y'all know?
Yeah.
Did y'all know in Monopoly, right? And it's in the instructions. Like if you roll and land on the spot that you can buy. If you don't buy it, it goes up for auction, and the highest bidder can actually buy that piece of land.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I never knew
Yeah.
that. I've never played like. Have y'all played like that? 'Cause I've never
Oh,
played.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played like that. Okay.
And I buy all the properties.
Ooh, Trivia Pursuit. Have you ever played Trivia Pursuit? You said none of you beat me. Yeah, I'm gonna give you that.
You're probably right.
I'm gonna give you that. I ain't played that since I played it once, probably in the 90s. Once. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I never played. I think I played it once recently. Like five.
I just bought a game of Yahtzee.
Wow.
Going back to the old school.
Yeah.
You went back on that.
All right. I'm out. In and Out versus Varsity. I'm out.
I don't eat beef.
I really do not want to even justify this conversation because there's no justification. We talked about it last week. If you haven't seen it, go back to the show from last Friday because In and Out is killing Varsity, and we know that.
I believe
There
that.
you
And
go.
I'm not even gonna justify this. Varsity is some boo boo.
I did eat
it's-
beef. I would say In and Out wins hands down.
Okay.
Right. Varsity is a novelty. And so you go to Varsity for the fact
History.
that you walk in, it's history, it's tradition, it's what do you have? But hey, I go to Varsity now
But in
for
the end,
their,
they're JV.
yeah, I just really want their pie. That's all I want. I'll go to Varsity and get a pie. That's it.
All right.
All right.
Keep
They're
it
nasty.
going.
Yeah,
So-
let's move it on.
Yeah. Have you?
Spin the
I've
wheel.
me and the fam been playing this game called Taco Cat Pizza. Have you ever heard of that?
Taco Cat pizza.
Yeah.
Ugh, that just sounds like
Nah, it's like the cards go around, right? Go ahead. Etiquette versus manners. We'll talk about it. Etiquette versus manners. Etiquette versus manners.
So I'm going to
Right.
I'm going to err on manners. I'm going to err on manners because I'm going to say people lack manners, and because we share this planet with other human beings, that we need to have a certain level of manners, like holding the door. If you hold the door for someone, just say thank you. You know, if they're cutting you off or walking across your feet, they should say excuse me and make eye contact. You say good morning, they should say good morning back. Those are just manners. You know, that's me.
They're almost the same.
That's
Yeah, I was gonna say they're the same to me, and I actually had to look it up because I'm like,
I was too.
they're
I
the
was
same.
too. Like, they're about the same because etiquette is just like a customary code of polite behavior. Manners is just a way of doing things. Like whatever the customary way is. Like whatever you agree upon is a mannerism or manner. That's it. Etiquette is the same thing. It's like a customary code of polite behavior.
I'll just say this: manners is easier to spell.
No doubt.
Embarrassingly for me, I equate etiquette to the feminine, the feminine
Right.
side,
Exactly.
and manners is universal.
Ooh.
I think of etiquette as if you're going to have dinner, you know which fork goes where, which
Right.
you know all these other things, where
Etiquette
they play, how you
equals
supposed to
formal,
act.
That's
informal.
good.
Yeah, and so that's what I look at etiquette.
To me, that's just
But
training.
to me, it's still the same. Like if I had to choose one, it'd be manners because of that reason. Like everybody's not gonna care about a fork, but every day we have to live with people.
But
Right.
like Brian
Yeah.
said, when I hear etiquette, I'm thinking of tea parties.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Pinky. I'm thinking of the pinky. That's good
The
etiquette.
pinkies out.
There you go.
Oh,
All right.
the last
And
one.
Will, last one.
Leave me alone,
Last one.
Samantha.
Last one.
Ooh, oh
The
boy,
dog
we
was
should
agreeing.
table this one.
Oh, Lord. I think we live in that now.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. Absolutely. But then
I
again,
don't. Judges can't humanize anything.
yeah,
They go based on the law. That's why they have to have a jury.
yeah,
I will always choose a human over an AI
Right.
right,
in this situation.
right.
There's no way an AI can really factor in the humanism of anything.
Yes.
I mean,
And
you're
that was
talking
one of the
about
things. That was one of the
yeah.
things that I used in the jury room. I said, remember, the prosecution said to bring your human experience, your life experience, into the decision. Is what they said.
So
And AI can't do that.
So for everybody, I realize you're right. Everybody probably on their phone. The topic is AI judge, human judge, or AI and human judge.
Yeah.
So, okay, Jesse said what? He said human. Okay. Yeah, I'm with human judge on that. AI can't, really
Yeah,
lay out
because
properly because there's always nuances.
I'll tell you what. When we came back with not guilty on all counts, that judge, you could see the frustration in that judge. The judge was mad.
So what I would do is I would use AI to judge judges and to give feedback to judges in their,
Right.
That's what I would do. I would not use, to make them make the verdict, but like judges who are not properly applying the law or, not following the instructions that they put out there or getting frustrated, I would have an AI say, you're getting frustrated and you shouldn't be this. You're not using compassion. You're not something like that. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if it wasn't a human judge in this case that Brian was talking about, the when the judge is going to acknowledge Brian as a foreman and say, "Hey, does this mean you guys need to redeliberate?" I don't think AI would even consider that. It's like, all right, you already signed the paper.
Yeah,
You would never went back. Yeah, so
time's up. That's what the AI would have been like. Time is up.
Yep.
stop talking.
All right, guys. So we appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Thank you, Larry, for always putting together the wheel topic, or the topic wheel, however we put it. Put that right there. So thank you guys for being with us all week long, sharing and being a part. Make sure you share this broadcast. I'm definitely going to take Brian's testimony, chop it up, because we got two-parter. I got to kind of put it together into one, because it's definitely something to consider, especially the fact that, you know, you think about jurors are probably tired, but to actually hear like, man, he guilty. Let's go. I got stuff to do tomorrow. I got, you know, and and this dude was facing some serious time, like. And even for the small stuff, like, I've never been to jail, so a week in jail is horrific. Like, you know, like, it's not something I'm in and out of. You know, like, that changes your whole life. Like, you know, so definitely, if you get selected as a juror, I guess that's our new statement now. Don't avoid the jury. I get, you know, it's so funny, Brian. I guess people gonna be wanting it, then you ain't gonna get it. Like, oh no, you're a little too eager.
Yeah.
You're a little too eager to be here.
I saw that too during the voir dire process. Yeah.
People excited or wanted to be on the.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you could tell the people that wanted to be there. You know, there were very few of those, but for the most part, nobody wanted to be there.
Especially rolling into the weekend, man. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that person has no life. That person has no life.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
Yeah, that showed. Yeah, but I'll tell you something, man. Don't think it wasn't scary.
Right.
You know, when you think about, you know, most people won't say anything because the judicial system is so powerful, and a judge sitting up there is so powerful. It's very intimidating. You know. Yeah. But you got to remind yourself, you're not on trial.
Right. I'm not the one, right? So I had my story all made up if I got called.
I tried, man.
Look, I tried to do jury duty, and they found out my background. They're like, yeah, well, we can't let you do that.
Listen, we had a couple of guys that said this. They asked, had you ever had any involvement, any engagement with law enforcement, a negative experience with law enforcement? Yeah, there was an experience where someone had been arrested and it this. And they were like, yeah, was he found guilty? Yes. And they were like, well, who was it? Me.
He went to jail for a minute.
Oh, wow.
All right, so we're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for being here. Kaneem, Thomas, McCory, Larry, appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, man.
Appreciate you, AD.
Yes, sir.
Really make this show what it is. All right, so we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Stay safe, make good choices, and I think that's it. You got something out of this.
Know that we love you and that Jesus loves you more.
There you go. Peace out.
If you have any mental health challenges,
Man, 988 if you or someone you love. That's all. Yeah.